Hello everyone, I'm Charlie Tyson and welcome to the Motormaina Podcast for today, the 20th of May 2025, live on YouTube tonight. I do apologise, I've not filmed one of these for ages as I've been really busy. But yes, we're back. Unfortunately, again, my laptop is playing up, so I'm going to be defaulting to this for my phone for the foreseeable future whilst I film. But yes, hello and welcome to the live stream. Anyone, of course, tuning in from around the world, this is the podcast where we're talking about all the latest motoring news. And boy, do we have a lot of news to talk about from the world of motoring. We've got motorsport as well. So much to talk about on this show. We're going to quickly go over some of the news as well regarding the motor races. So we're going to start off with a Formula One action, which took place in Imola last weekend for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. It was round 7 of the 2025 Formula One World Championship. Just to confirm the results in full, and Red Bull's Max Verstappen. Of course, unfortunately can't share my screen, so I'll have to talk to you through this about it. Red Bull's Max Verstappen won his second race of the season, despite a late safety car and a VSC, following two stoppages. Two cars broke down. Esteban Ocon and Andrea Kimi Antonelli both broke down. The Haas and the Mercedes driver both out on the spot with mechanical failures. But Red Bull's Max Verstappen made it a fantastic move around the outside of McLaren's Oscar Piastri into turn one. And from there on, he controlled the race, controlled the restarts, and won. Ahead of Lando Norris in the lead of the McLarens today, or leads of McLarens during that race. Oscar Piastri's tyres, unfortunately, were cooked at the end. As a result, he unfortunately finished third, but he still still won 3 races in a row, did Oscar Piastri. Of course, won in Bahrain, Jeddah, and also as well in Shanghai. So, yes, a big... I actually know, won Miami as well, by the way. Also to add to another win in Shanghai early in the year as well. So, yes, Piastri winning 3 races in a row there. Fantastic run. Lewis Hamilton from Ferrari and Charles Leclerc finished 4th and 6th. Charles Leclerc finished in 6th, Lewis Hamilton 4th, despite Ferrari being knocked out in Q2. Very bad qualifying from Ferrari, but recovered well and actually showed decent race pace. It's Lewis Hamilton's best result outside of a sprint race for Ferrari, with a 4th and only a couple of seconds off a podium, as Oscar Piastri's tyres were literally dead at the end. Charles Leclerc was 6th, unfortunately. Again, he also didn't pit for the final restart. Another one who did pit and got forced off by the track, but thankfully Leclerc gave his position back. Alex Albon with a 5th place finish. What a result for him. Probably one of the drivers of the weekend again for me. Albon was very fast. He made the most of that virtual safety car. And then after that, boy, the safety car, Albon made an absolute... It was an amazing race. Not just for Albon, but for Williams as well. Sainz was a little bit disappointing with 8th. But I have to say, Williams getting another huge haul of points again. 14 points from that race. Huge in terms of the Constructors' Championship there as well. Isaac Hadjar finishing ahead of Yuki Tsunoda, 9th and 10th. The second Red Bull man behind the RB. I tell you what, Isaac Hadjar's only in his 7th race, but another points finish? I'll take that as a very positive result for him. Once again, beating Liam Lawson as well. Fernando Alonso will be disappointed with 11th after having both Aston Martins, Lance Stroll down in 15th, having a promising qualifying, got caught out by the virtual safety car and the safety car towards the end of that race. Could have been much bigger for Aston Martin. Unfortunately, both drivers finishing outside the points. Alonso pointless now in 7 races for this season. Wow, what a poor run he's having at the moment. Unfortunately, I can't blame him this weekend. I think the team just were unlucky. Nico Hülkenberg 12th. In the Sauber. Pierre Gasly was 13th. Again, unfortunately got run wide during a battle with Charles Leclerc in that race as well. Lost a handful of positions and then only recovered to 13th. Lawson 14th, Stroll 15th. Franco Colapinto, who crashed in qualifying and replaces Jack Doohan at Alpine, was 16th. Also, Tsunoda crashed in qualifying, had a new floor. He actually started in a pit lane, recovered to 10th. Ollie Behrman was 17th. Gabriel Bortoleto 18th. And then, as I said, Antonelli and Ocon are the final 2 finishers. Obviously, the championship now, Piastri still leads the championship in terms of the results on that one as well. Going into Monaco. So, yes, it'll be interesting. Monaco is the next race. Also, as well, we have Formula 2 action as well. Alex Dunn, I think, actually won one of the races. It was a feature or a sprint. Alex Dunn took the win in that one. So, overall, Formula 1 certainly had some highlights, highs and lows in Imola. And actually provided some decent racing. We had lots of action. Piastri, of course. McLaren will have to rue that weekend after Oscar Piastri decided to try and pit early. And Lando Norris and Max Verstappen staying out actually benefited them more than Piastri did in the end. So Oscar Piastri was unlucky in that one. This weekend is the Monaco Grand Prix, and also it's this weekend as well. We're going to move on to IndyCar now. It's the Indy 500, which will be taking place at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I'm going to show you the grid, and the grid for the Indy 500. Boy, have we got a grid. And it's Robert Schwartzman who will be starting on pole tomorrow, a pole on Sunday. And this is done over a 4-lap qualifying average. The lap average for Schwartzman was 232.790 miles an hour. Row 1 will be on the pole for the Indy 500. Robert Schwartzman. What's the result for him? He's a rookie this year. If he can win it on Sunday, it'll be a huge result. I tell you what, not easy in this race being 200 laps, but Schwartzman certainly had an amazing qualifying. What a qualifying by him. Takuma Sato, second place in the Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing Honda. Pato O'Ward was, well, that's the first row of the grid, by the way. O'Ward was third, the highest placed of all the Arrow McLaren drivers. Then we have Dixon, Rosenquist, and championship leader Alex Palou, who has been going a bit all guns blazing at the moment, going for his first ever Indy 500 win. Can he make another win this year? We'll find out as well in 6th. Then we have David Malukas in 7th in the AJ Foyt Chevrolet. And then Christian Lundgaard, who has also been doing very well this season. I think Palau and Lundgaard are the only drivers that have won races this season. Lundgaard won, of course, in Long Beach. 231.360. He's in 8th. Marcus Ericsson, I believe, is a double champion of this. He's 9th. McLaughlin, Daly and Rossi, Ferrucci, Rasmussen, Stingray Robb is 17th. Lewis Foster, 20th. Helio Castroneves, 22nd. Kirkwood is 23rd. Colton Herta, Colton Herta starts 27th after crashing out in early on in qualifying. Managed to get that car rebuilt, did Andretti, but sadly only got 27th from the grid. Row 10, we've got Marcus Armstrong, Graham Rahal, Rinus VK Jones, we've got Will Power are on the grid there as well. So they are the 33 drivers that will compete for. And Carl Larson is 19th. Carl Larson will be racing in the Indy 500, obviously, this weekend. Will he do the double? Will he race at Charlotte on Sunday? I don't know yet. I don't think he'll race. I'll be surprised if NASCAR let him race in the Coca-Cola 600 this weekend at Charlotte. But that is the Indy 500 grid for you as well. All sets for you. Now we move on to the Cup Series, which I'm going to do now for you guys. That was the All-Star race at North Wilkesboro, the track that got redone. And it was Christopher Bell who won that one ahead of Joey Logano, Ross Chastain, Alex Bowman and Chase Elliott. As I said, the Coca-Cola 600 is this weekend. And that will be taking place at the Charlotte Road Speedway on the oval track. Big race for everyone in the NASCAR season as well. But I want to play for you this video here of Robert Schwartzman showing you how he got pole for this Indy 500. Because for me, this was a huge moment. Have a listen to this. With a simple search, this is Robert Schwartzman showing you how he got pole during the Indy 500. Have a listen to this, guys. This one certainly was magical if you're a fan of Prema. Because this was a team that struggled in the year, and Robert Schwartzman, as a rookie, delivered when he needed to most. Have a listen to this.
You join us in the middle of the run for the new team and the new driver in IndyCar this year, Prema Racing, who have such a rich history in European open wheel. They've turned up in the NTT IndyCar Series. They've had a very difficult start to their season. But Robert Schwartzman, who has never driven on an oval until this week, has just set a first lap of 233.230 miles an hour. Schwartzy and Prema are coming.
Wow! Are you kidding me? A brand new team, a driver with no experience, 25 years old, out of Tel Aviv, goes 233.1 on lap 2, and hello Indianapolis, these guys are for real.
He's making it look easy too, Townsend. The car looks stable, the line looks great, there's no movements, no corrections. Throttle has been pinned since he started this run. This is phenomenal for a team that barely made it out on track for the first day of practice. They were still getting their cars sorted. Sorted they are.
This is a young man who had the weight of responsibility for being a reserve driver at the Ferrari Formula One team for the last few seasons. He knows how to handle pressure, and let me tell you, he knows how to drive a race car. 232.0, massive drop off though for lap 3.
Really, really big drop off. We're kind of more used to seeing that first little crack of the throttle there off of 2. His average speed is already dropped down below a war, but with hybrid deployment on this last lap, can he maybe salvage a few tenths of a mile an hour?
I can see those red gloves looking awfully busy behind the aero screen. Schwartzman hanging on, one more corner to go, but a brilliant first qualifying attempt at Indy.
What a debut from Robert Schwartzman, through 4, down and over the line. The rookie goes to second at 232.584. And that opening lap speed was something, guys, but what a...
I tell you what, though, that would be the lap. He'd go again and then get pole position. And trust me, you know, when I say that, I mean, I say that. This was the moment he got pole.
This guy, rookie Robert Schwartzman, is grabbing the opportunity.
He was the story of Saturday qualifying, the rookie sensation who had never been to an oval in his life, had never been to the Indy 500, said yesterday, listen, I've driven hypercars, I've driven Formula One cars, this is the hardest thing I have ever done, but I've known this guy for years. He has bravery, but he has brains. And his first laps out here, he didn't even practice this morning, so confident was he in the car.
Townsend, put yourself in. Are you putting on a relatively safe
IMS in Brazil, Indiana, or in Tel Aviv, Israel? If you walk into this place like Robert Schwartzman has and experience the crowd, the magic, the fans, the history, you can't help but get sucked in to the mentality, which is full send right now.
And the smile that has been evident on his face every single day shows you just how much he is enjoying this track and how much he is enjoying lapping it at pace. He has had some of the fastest first laps we've seen all week. He is going for it. He will going for it. And just keep a look at that throttle choice, because I guarantee he won't lift unless he absolutely has to. Robert Schwartzman, the rookie sensation on his first lap here for the brand new Team Prema.
Hands looked pretty decisive on turning, those red gloves popping behind the windscreen, and Schwartzman took control of his car and just forced it to the apex.
Car just tickled 238 entering turn 1. I saw just the tiniest little breathe on the throttle in 3, but absolutely committed. Look, the worst he can start in his first 500 is 6th.
And at the moment, he's tracking ahead of Takuma Sato. Down into turn 1, into turn 2. It is another first lap in the 233s for Robert Schwartzman. This guy is rapid.
Now it's youthful exuberance and maybe rookie ignorance versus veteran experience. Managing this pace over 4 laps is not an easy thing to do. He's got 1.5 down. Can he maintain this pace?
The timing stand reminding the rookie, use the tools, use the roll bar, the weight jacker, to fine-tune the balance. Stay on top of it.
There hasn't been a rookie on pole at the Indianapolis 500 in 42 years, but Schwartzman will not relent. It's 232.9 for the second lap. That's a 233.0 average.
A tiny lift, James. We both saw it on the throttle. But he is answering the question that you asked earlier. What will he do? And he is answering it with total conviction. It is absolute commitment. Laying it all out there.
You just look at Takuma Sato looking on helplessly. Nothing he can do. The white flag waves. Lap 3. 2:32.2. The average is still good enough. 2.5 miles left for Robert Schwartzman.
And he still has all of his hybrid to use. When does he start to use it? That is the question. Can he hang on? Can he make the time? Can he defeat Sato for the provisional pole?
Will, you said he was brave and had brains, and he is very smart. He used just half of it coming into the back straight. He'll use the final half coming to the front straight. This could be the difference.
Through turn 4 for Robert Schwartzman, the rookie at the Indianapolis 500. Down to the yard of bricks and over the line. It's P9 for Robert Schwartzman, and the crowd salutes a new hero. He will start at worst on the front row for his first ever Indy 500.
Thank you very much. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable is right. You look at those red shirts of the Prema team. I see a lot of new faces to the IndyCar paddock, but I see
That was an unbelievable effort on an unbelievable pole position there from Robert Schwartzman. You know, in a comment there in Formula 2, he finished in second place in 2021 for Team Prema the year that Oscar Piastri won the championship. Wow. I mean, for a team that have had bad luck in IndyCar, a new team this year have had really bad luck, Robert Schwartzman has proved himself that he can actually race and race hard despite being in the Ferrari Driver Academy. Wow. What a moment. I have to say, you know, he could well surprise. This is against seasoned veterans. If he can win on Sunday, which looks very difficult, it'll be huge. And, you know, Takuma Sato is a veteran of that sport, an ex-F1 driver, BAR Honda. And, yeah, certainly the lap of God's there to get it on pole. Also, as well, guys, we had the Formula E race as well at the weekend in Tokyo, I believe it was, in Japan. Formula E was actually very, very chaotic, should I say. 2 races. Stoffel Van Dorn won the first race in Tokyo. Obviously, that was his first win since 2022. And that was a surprising result, actually, for Van Dorn, because it was in wet conditions. As well for round 8. But yes, he finished in round 8. It was a wet race, that one. And he won ahead of Oliver Rowlands, Taylor Barnard. Obviously, Rowland got extra points there for pole. Rowland, he actually on for 14th on the grid, would you believe it? As well, I think it's one of the lowest positions to win a racing Formula. Taylor Barnard was 3rd. He unfortunately had unlucky luck in race 2. Unfortunately, Eduardo Mortara collided with him, which ended his race. Sebastian Buemi was 4th. Dan Tickton 5th. Mortara was 6th. DaCosta 7th. Vern 8th. Robin Frines 9th. And Nick Cassidy also got 2 points because he set the fastest lap. It's usually a 1 point there. That was the top 10 in race 8. And then round 9, a chaotic race. Verline and Rowland having a very close battle, which resulted in touching wheels. But in the end, Rowland got the pole, got pole position, which got the bonus points. Didn't get the fastest lap, but 28-point haul from that race. Rowland is in total control at the moment. He's looking set for a maiden championship. At the moment in Formula E, he's doing really well for that Nissan team. He's gone back there and absolutely shown why he wants to win it. Reigning champion Pascal Wehrlein 2nd, Dan Tickton 3rd, Jake Dennis in 4th, Lucas Di Grassi 5th, for Lola, for the Lola Yamaha app team, DS Penske's John-Eric Verne was sick. Nick Cassidy, with a better showing from Jaguar. I have to say, Nick Cassidy has been definitely the best driver for Jaguar this weekend. Mitch Evans is having a shocker of a year at the moment. In fact, both drivers, having a shocker at the moment. Buemi 9th there in that one. Maxi Gunter 10th. So that is the Formula E standings all done. For there. And in terms of the actual standings for the Drivers' Championship, Oliver Rowland is on 161 points. And second place is Verline on 84. Wow, I mean, Rowland is flying. The last 3 rounds, got 25, got a win in round 6. Pole position, a win in Japan, a win in Monaco, 2 second places. Rowland is flying here, guys. To put it bluntly, he is in total about over 70 points clear. I think he's like 77 points clear or something in the championship. That's insane. Rowland is well in front. Then second place is Verline. Then you got third is DaCosta. Barnard is fourth. Barnard's having a great year, despite that DNF. He's fourth in the in the Neon McLaren, who unfortunately will be ending Formula E this year. Nick De Vries is 6th. In the championship, Mortara, Verne, Buemi, Van Dorn, Cassidy, 13th. Mitch Evans down in 16th place. Jaguar not having a great start at all this championship at all. The next race is Shanghai, which is in just over a week's time. So yes, Shanghai is the next round. I believe that one might be a double header. I'll have to have a check. No, just a single race. 1st of June in Shanghai, and then Jakarta is another single race. Then you've got a double header in Berlin and a double header in London. July 27th is the end of the season for Formula E. So, yes, that's all the Formula E coverage done now. That's all the motorsport news done now as well. And in terms of car news, not really much to talk about. But what I do want to talk about is this. Apparently, according to Ford, well, are they bringing back the Fiesta? Well, according to what I've been reading up, when Ford announced that it was culling its beloved big-selling family hatchback, full Fiesta family hatchback Super Mini back in 2023, the news caused shock and surprise. However, a couple of years after its demise, a new full Fiesta could be on the cards, and it's likely that it could be an electric car. As Ford continues their partnership with Volkswagen, the two brands said to be exploring new projects and joint success of the Ford Explorer and Capri will share their underpinnings on the Volkswagen ID4 and ID5. According to this, the Ford Fiesta could be in place on an Volkswagen MB platform. If Ford were to use the new Fiesta, it could do so see the reborn Super Mini for the 280-mile electric, having the 280 miles of electric range. So it could be a brand new electric car, according to what Ford is saying. And it could feature daytime running dark lights, position with a light bar, very similar to in the Volkswagen products. I'm not going to lie, guys. I don't think this is going to happen, personally. I mean, I would be mad and shocked if this car came back, because I'm never really... I owned one of these cars. I had a 2017 Fiesta Z-Tech. And honestly, I loved that car that I had. I really enjoyed it. It's one of my favourite ever cars, the Fiesta. A small car, one of my favourites. But yes, definitely one to keep an eye out for on the news, because I've not heard much about this. I've only found it today. But please comment down below, guys, in the comments, if you're watching this on YouTube, what you make to this news. Do you think there's going to be another Fiesta ST? And also, have you got any comments about the motorsport that I mentioned, about Formula 1, the IndyCar, the Formula E, and NASCAR? Have you got any comments about that? Chuck them in the comment section. I'll be able to answer them there. But definitely, yeah, some very interesting rumours going around from Ford about this. I have no idea I mean, they were even working on this. It's certainly very interesting, to say the least. So, yeah. In terms of this Volkswagen, T-Roc is also going to get some updates. The new T-Roc style design and Black Edition models will bring added design and features, replacing the old R-Line and Black Edition models. It will also include style design Black Edition Plus. These also replacement as well. R-Line's been discontinued. Both Comers will feature 19-inch alloy wheels, metallic paint, a black roof, panoramic sunroof, and also the option of an electric tailgate, keyless access, and also rear view camera. That will be, of course, a reversing camera. Sure, the T-Roc style design will take things a step further, with dedicated design pack including featuring black door mirrors, while drivers will also benefit from Volkswagen's innovative IQ LED light matrix headlights, which internationally adapt oncoming road traffic as well for the as well. So yeah, it's gonna see an increase of £1,000 on the trims. It's going to be around £33,000, £1,000 increase from the regular style trim. That's base price £33,205, and for the top of the range, it's going to be £36,515. So yes, the T-Roc style design and Black Edition Plus will be available to order from Volkswagen UK retailers May 22nd. So these new trim levels will be coming out on the T-Roc. So we are seeing new trim levels coming out on the T-Roc. With Black Edition and Style Design special editions of this car. So, yes, certainly very, very interesting news there as well. And I think there's going to be a lot of people very interested to see whether this actually gets support or not, and whether people will actually spend that bit extra and get a T-Roc in those trims. Questions have to be asked on that one. Anyway, though, it brings us to the end of the Motormania podcast for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to try and start my YouTubing content up again very soon for the channel. I've got some videos coming up as well, including a video on the Vauxhall Mocha, which I'm going to be talking more about that car, as you know, because there's actually some very interesting history behind that car that I don't think you guys may have known. Obviously, if you've owned a Mocha, let me know in the comments, because there'll be a video coming on it. And I'm sure a lot of you guys in general want to hear more about Vauxhall in general. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Take care and have a great night. See you next time. Goodbye.